What would you say if I told you there was another Taylormade driver other than M5, other than M6, and brand new it would cost less than £130? Let's do it, and let's do it now. Hi everyone, James Robinson here. If you're new to the channel and this is your very first time watching my content, first of all, welcome to the channel. Second of all, please make sure you do consider hitting that subscribe button before you leave. That way you won't miss any of the great golf related content that I bring to you guys every single day, because on this channel my aim is to help you raise your game, lower your handicap, but mainly just get you enjoying golf more than ever before. In today's video we are talking the Taylormade driver that potentially you've never heard of. This is the Taylormade RBZ Black, and it is available throughout the UK brand new for £129.99. That is less than £130 because, well, that's how maths works, isn't it? But anyway, my thought process behind this video is, well, if this one's less than £130 and this one's more than, well, these were expensive, weren't they? £400, £500? Then how much less performance would you expect to see from the RBZ Black than quite an expensive Taylormade M5? And that's exactly what we're going to find out. I'm going to talk you through the specs of the RBZ Black. I'm going to talk you through the modest technology that it does have. We do have an adjustable sleeve on this, which I find amazing, obviously. To have such a cheap driver where you can still adjust the loft is pretty impressive. But first of all, let's hit some shots with my own M5 and compare them. So remember guys, I would expect this to go anywhere between 270 and 275 on average, and that is such a straight golf shot. Where's that? And this is something which I can't really stress enough for people when testing drivers. Make sure you take your driver, make sure you test your driver on the same day. Don't just have some numbers in your head. You might be swinging slightly differently that day, you might be swinging better that day, and then if you go and hit a new driver better because you're swinging better, you feel like everything's better, you feel like the new driver's better, and you spend some money because it's better, and things sometimes aren't better. And one of the big things for me I'm wondering about this driver is, where's it been? Tour players obviously aren't using it, it's a cheap model, is it going to be any good? Quite excited to hit it actually, let's get these out of the way. All around pretty much what I would expect. As you can see there, the dispersions are, yeah, that's pretty much what I would expect. So moving on to the RBZ Black. Now, feeling it, it doesn't feel as premium as the M5. It feels a little bit almost kind of tinny, more rattly. The shaft, we have an Ozark 55 white tie X4 in the stiff, so not a bad golf shaft really, especially for the money. The grip's where it really lets it down. This thing feels really thin, feels really almost tacky a little bit, but then again, you're sort of getting what you pay for, really. Imagine the trade-in, imagine when you get one of these for second-hand, potentially. And I quite like the traditional looking black matte head. I like how we've just got the Taylormade logo on top, and then a little bit of detailing on the top around the back of the crown and with the RBZ logo there. Who remembers the initial RBZ, the white one with the green? Then we had the white with the yellow. Those were good drivers. Those were really good drivers. So if this can compare to those, could you just save yourself a load of money and use the RBZ Black? So Taylormade do say that the ultralight titanium core in the RBZ Black is designed to strategically distribute mass to enable more control and higher launch characteristics. The driver is a 460cc head, so it is the biggest that you are allowed, and it is claimed that the head shape dramatically enlarges the proportion of the face that delivers higher COI and faster ball speeds. So that's going to be very interesting to test, and that's where I think I sort of said it looks more lofted, but maybe it's not more lofted, it is just that face. Must admit, this is 9 degrees, the same as the M5, but it looks way more lofted than the M5 for some reason. It almost has a lot more offset as well, so as though it's not made for the better player. Initial impression straight away, it feels so light. It feels really light. Couldn't really tell where the club face was, but that's straight down the middle of the fairway, and that's not going to be far behind the M5. That's done well. As first shots go, that is very, very impressive. It didn't feel or sound anything like the M5, then we don't have that kind of carbon composite crown, or we don't have any carbon in here at all, do it. It's gonna sound different and definitely gonna feel different. It's another decent I don't know what the finishing position is all about, but right a little bit now at the end, but this is going to be long again. I don't think it's struggling for distance at all. Again, really cannot complain with those numbers. 2.8 spin, 273 total. It's good for the price. Guys, this feels so good. Where's this been? Where's it been? The consistency is very, very good. So technology-wise in this, I'm saying that that's on 263, so it's down a little bit. Technology-wise in the RBZ Black, it is quite modest, and by that I mean there's not really a lot, but I quite like that. I like that they're not singing from the rooftops, they're not shouting about it, but then is that because there's less marketing going into it and people aren't really going to buy it? Even at $129.99. That's a bargain, isn't it? We do have the adjustable loft sleeve, which I mentioned earlier. We have a speed pocket and ultralight titanium core. So there's your speed pocket right in the bottom there, which we did used to have in the old RBZ drivers, and we're still having quite a lot of new drivers now. And apart from that, we do get told about the satin black finish on top, which I do quite like. And it almost looks more matty to me than satin, but anyway, I suppose that's going to be personal opinion, isn't it? Let's send some more out there. I can't get over how light it feels. It feels like I'm almost swinging it this way. The club head just feels very, very light. I really can't see much wrong with this. I can't. That's another one that's up there. That's going to be 270 again. 270.5 with a 2.7 spin. Very consistent. And although the feedback from the sound and the feel isn't as nice, do you need that? Could you get used to this sound over the M5? Definitely. That's in the hole. That could go in. Get left, a little bit. Spin. Yeah. Sorry, I've been watching Al too much in this room. 266. You do get the occasional one that just doesn't quite perform, and I'm thinking if that's maybe not quite out the middle of the face. Obviously we don't have as much technology rammed into here as we do some of the other more modern day drivers. Obviously that's generally what you're going to pay your money for, isn't it? So I'll be interested to see in comparison what numbers are like. Let's send a couple more out there. That could definitely go in. That could definitely go in. Go! Get down a little, the spin's crept up, not quite out the middle of the face. Okay guys, so after what started, I'm not gonna lie, it started really well. Just dropping off a little bit now, I'm spraying it off the face a little bit more, trying to give it a little bit more fuller speed. Let's hit one more, and then let's look at the numbers, the total. That's massive. That's massive. Longest of the day with this driver anyway, and that's up there at 282 yards. What value for money that is. So we have hit a bunch of shots with the Taylormade RBZ Black driver, and can I say this again, £129? £129 and 99 pence, but I'm sure someone would do you a deal on it. How does it compare to my Taylormade M5? I know what you're all thinking, it's not fair, it's not a fair test, you've got the graphite blue shaft in the M5, it's not fair, this isn't the graphite blue shaft, but then you can't buy this for £129.99 with the graphite blue shaft. So to me this does kind of make it fair. It's an expensive driver against a relatively reasonably very good value, cheap. Why aren't we using this driver? Let's take a look at the numbers. So guys, looking at dispersion, this is the RBZ Black, and I'm quite happy with that. I mean, there's a couple that might sail out of bounds. You can probably tell better on here. Obviously the left shot wasn't brilliant. Apart from that, I could sort of put a bit of a blanket over those ones, so I'm quite happy with that. What about the dispersion on the M5, which is my own? Again, we've got that horrible rogue left shot, which I absolutely hate, but apart from that, those ones again, you could kind of throw a blanket over. And interestingly, the one that went left, buzzed again, the pink one, but went absolutely miles for the M5, but what about the numbers? So we'll look at the M5 numbers first. We've got 275 total, club speed 105, ball speed 153, spin 2.2, which is very good actually. I'm quite pleased with those numbers. Again, I did call that at the beginning of the session. It's going to be around 270 to 275. The longest shot, if we look, was number 4. So the longest shot was 292. It was a big pull, so that's why we generally did see that, and it was very, very low spin at sub 2000 spin. What about the RBZ Black? So we're going to look at the average first. Average RBZ Black, 4 yards shorter than the M5, so 271. Ball speed 153, club speed 105, very, very, very similar numbers, but the spin's up there at 2.9, which I think if you do miss the middle of the face, you do lose a bit of ball speed and you do also gain a bit of spin. The longest one, I think, was 182, so it wasn't up there at 291, but it wasn't a big pull, so that's always a positive. Club speed again 105, ball speed 153, and that span at 3000. So after hitting it and comparing it, what do we think of the Taylormade RBZ Black compared to the more expensive Taylormade M5? I've just checked, on the same website that you do find the RBZ Black for £129.99, the M5 is still £439, so it's £310 more. Performance-wise, let's be fair guys, looking at those numbers, we could still hit long drives with the RBZ Black, we could still hit straight drives with it, we could still enjoy playing golf with it. I'm really struggling to see why this doesn't get more hype, why it doesn't get more attention. It feels like such a good driver, especially for the price, as opposed to maybe spending more. So I would like to see this kind of in more fitting bays maybe. I would like to see people try and get fitted for it and just see exactly how much difference it can make, especially for the price. I do think it's fantastic that manufacturers are bringing out these cheaper alternatives to get people playing golf, to get people enjoying the golf. It looks great, it feels great, it sounds great, it's easy on the pocket. What more would you want from a Taylormade RBZ Black driver? Guys, thank you so much for watching. I do hope you've enjoyed it. If you have, make sure you do hit those comments below. Could you see yourself gaming this for £310 cheaper? Leave us a like if you did enjoy the content, because then I know that you know that we know that they know that he knows that I know that you know that I know. I've lost track there, that you're enjoying the content. Also, huge thanks to Alex Etchers and the guys here at Golfbox for having me. What a setup this is. It is absolutely fantastic. Thank you so much guys, and as always, I very much look forward to seeing you all tomorrow.